Hey guys, it's Dave back at the Pipes, right? I'm bored today. I have some schoolwork that I should probably be doing. I'm really mulling over what I'm going to do for my giant project. I'm drinking beer. I think that helps with the mulling process. I don't even really have anything to talk about. I have no idea what they're doing over there. It sounds like a dump truck. So, we have, here's something to talk about. Oh gosh, everything that comes out of my mouth is controversial. We have, Hempfest going down off the Sound. Seattle is in the shape of a C around what's called Puget Sound, which is a relatively large body of water that's enclosed. And right on the coast, like right on the beach of that, they have Hempfest. Marijuana legalization is a really big topic out here in the Midwest. It couldn't be less of a big topic because it's basically like no way Jose. I've got a number of opinions on it. However, none of which are interesting enough to want to talk about. But maybe you'd like to talk about it. I guess I find it's funny because whenever I tell people I smoke a pipe, the very first thing out of their mouth is, "Oh, so you like to smoke weed?" And then I have to clarify, no, sorry, I smoke a tobacco pipe. And then they're like, one of two reactions, like, "Yeah, tobacco, right." Or they're like, "But seriously, do you smoke weed?" Do you have any? No? The sounds of the city. Just every single sound possible that can ruin this video is in here. Silence and solitude is not something you're going to find here in Seattle. That's a good thought. I can't remember where I was, but I remember watching a documentary of some sort on I think it was PBS about getting nature sounds like recorded. And, back in the day, the main point of getting nature sounds is that you don't have anything like the sound of cars or construction or people's voices, that kind of thing, in the nature sound. You just want pure nature. And in this documentary that they were talking about getting nature sounds, they talked about how back in the day, probably about 50 years or so ago, for every 1 hour of pure nature sound, they would have to spend anywhere from 20 to 50 hours getting that full hour of time. And that just blew my mind. I mean, the fact that you have to, that much time goes into getting those nature sounds. Well, when they updated it just recently, and by recent I mean within the last 5 years or so. Actually, I think I heard this on NPR now that I'm thinking about it. I was in the car. That now, to get nature sounds, it takes like 200 or 300 hours to get about 1 hour of just pure nature sounds without any other interruptions or what have you. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't remember all the facts of the study and I don't remember all the information, but that's kind of a good thought. I mean, how important is just the sound of silence? And I guess I don't mean like absolute silence, being deaf, but just no man-made noise. I never realized how much I needed it. Kelly and I, the other day, we were riding the bus up to Capitol Hill here in Seattle, and we were getting over to a park, the Arboretum. This is kind of like a botanical garden with trees as the primary type of plant that they're showcasing. And we got off the bus, and we started, because you had to cross through this subdivision, basically, to get to the park. And it was surreal. As we're walking through the park, or through the subdivision, that is, it was just like dead silent. I mean, our voices were literally the loudest thing for several blocks. We'd spent so much time in just perpetual noise, and when we finally got to a place where there wasn't that, it was almost eerie. Is that kind of silence important to you? Do you seek that out? I'll tell you what, now that I can actually tell the difference between the two, I'm definitely going to be seeking it out. In fact, there's this mixer online where you can mix nature sounds together for like a soundtrack that goes on an infinite loop. I'll put the link in my video below. It's changed my life. I just put it on really loud so I can't hear any sounds out here. And I've got like a homemade storm, thunderstorm, with all those types of sounds. That's a kind of white noise that really comes off as almost, obviously it's not silence, but that kind of feeling, right? The lack of human obnoxious sounds going 24/7. Anywho, I mean, do you guys seek out silence? That kind of silence, I guess? Just the lack of human noise? Let me know. Have a good one. Bye.